Shabbat Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Islam. Peace. They ain't nothing but greetings. So chill on your judgment. Chill on your judgment. They ain't nothing but greetings. Don't give me no title just yet, because I'm doing the work. I'm doing the research. I'm not going with no titles right now until I have more knowledge and understanding. We get caught up in the titles. I ain't right now. For me, I ain't with, for everybody on their own whatever. Me, there is a Most High. There is a Creator. But also in Genesis 1, verse 27, it says, if I got to pull it up, I don't need the screen sharing stuff, look it up if you want to see it. It says, we were made in his image. So it wouldn't make me where I am the big dog, but it would make me almost like him. But he is the Creator. Okay, the Most High. You hear me? At the same time, I feel like I control my own destiny. And I mean, take it where you want to take it. I could care less. So, peace, blessings to everybody. I've learned also to, if you want to do the work, if you want to find out about you, who you are, then you find out who you are. You don't let somebody else tell you who you are. You are in control of your destiny. As long as you abide by the statutes, then you already know. So I'm currently doing some research on two of my family members. Doing some research on them. So hopefully y'all can sit back and research with me today. Right? I don't know why my computer keeps jumping like that, but you know, we also got people out here that don't want guys like me doing the kind of work that I do. So I know they fuck with my computer. I know that. Okay, let me screen share here. One sec. Which one I want to do first? So I'm gonna go ahead. One sec. So yeah, I'm doing the work, man. I'm trying to figure out. Ancestry.com is on trial. I want to know if what they putting out is it what it is. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, are they doing is it actually what they're telling us? All right. So I'm doing research on 2 family members, right? Supposedly, this is my 5th great grandfather. Supposedly, okay? From what Ancestry.com is telling me. I'm learning. Like, the only way we're going to figure this out is you might find something you might not like or understand. But that's the only way we're going to figure this shit out. So, bro, give me a second, y'all. I just had it. Look at my shirt right there. Oh, there it goes. That's what I've been doing for the past 2-3 days. So I mean, yeah, I get it. Crack that window for me. Talk yo, this shit loud, this shit ain't right. Just remember that. I don't really care. Ready, burn it. Ready, burn it down. What?
Just text the lady, email. She got send you the
community, to ourselves, to something far greater than ourselves. But finding that connection isn't easy. What if you had a guide? Guided gives you access to the insights and community. We've got to think differently. That can support you on your journey of personal transformation and help illuminate the path that's right for you.
You're going on journeys with you that's already everywhere.
From yoga and meditation,
So yeah, man. Raising the frequency, man. Raising the frequency, man. Information, man. Raising the frequency, man. Raise the frequency, man. We trying to connect, man. Trying to figure some things out. You know what I'm saying? So I really thought that, a lot of people in this YouTube stuff, they kind of involved because they really worry about the subscribers and all of this. And I mean, at the end of the day, it would be peaceful to be able to actually earn a living, you know, off of something that's really passionate in your heart. I get that. But, you know, I don't do this for the subscribers and the homies, and I don't. That's not why I do it, man. I do it so I can leave a legacy to the ones to come. You know what I'm saying? So they don't be in the twilight zone like us. You know, you might not understand me. It's cool. It's cool. See, at the end of the day, when you solid and know who you are, you don't care about what people think. You don't care about I vibrate on a whole nother frequency. You have no idea. Where I come from is from the pain. I am that remnant of the pain. You know, people could talk a whole lot of shit, but for real, I'm from that pain, man, of this situation. So let's dig on it, man. So I got, supposedly, I got two grandfathers that's in Henson. I saw some stuff about Henson too. I'm not really sure. I'm still digging on him too. A lot of this stuff, man, is hard to dig on because I'm noticing changes. I'm seeing name changes. I'm seeing last names change. I'm seeing first names change. I'm seeing several changes. So, yeah, you know, one thing I do have respectfully is I got stonework. I got stonework that I can dig on with my peoples. And look, we talking about 1760, 1811. I got some stuff before that too. Stonework. Now, for me, I haven't ran across any Caucasoids in my family. I mean, that visually that I see, you know, that I've seen for the past 5 decades. So if this is actually what's happening, okay. But from what I see, everybody got brown complexion. See, I got stonework. Paperwork is but that's stonework though. And I just don't know, man. It's just I've seen things change. I've seen things look weird every time I look at Ancestry.com. I've seen changes. That's all I'm saying. You know, but let's dig on. Supposedly, they got these dates correct, but my fifth great grandfather, R.I.P. Pop Charles, R.I.P. Pop Charles. So yeah, we gonna dig on it, man. Let's just do a little bit of this. Just how I feel today. I really wouldn't put like, you don't see too many people doing this. Let's say that. You don't see too many people doing this. Niggas don't got the balls to do this shit. Yeah, motherfuckers talk a slick game, but I ain't seen nobody doing this. Let me see you put your shit up. See what we find out. You talk a lot of shit. Put your shit up. I want to see you put your shit up. Motherfuckers ain't, people got a lot of shit to say, but I don't see nobody putting their own shit up. I ain't scared. At the end of the day, I know what's in my gut. So I really could care what anybody think, man. So, shall we proceed? So yeah, man. So this is 1790. This is a census record. Okay, so what is Anne Arundel County, Maryland? So it's Big Charles and Little Charles. Big Charles and Little Charles. Yeah, this is Little Charles right here. This is Little Charles Jr. Big Charles. R.I.P. to my grandpops. All right. What is this? I'm gonna be here for a minute, man. So y'all might as well pull up a chair, man. Ready to go in. I'm trying to figure out what was this story? What happened? Like a thing that is happening. The question. The things happen the way they were being told. That's all I'm saying. Excuse me. StreamYard for me. Plus, I know they mess with my computer because I do some heavy stuff on my computer. So we all know the guy of us that do the heavy stuff. You know what I mean? So they always messing with our stuff. So let's look at this. The Indiana Society of the Sons of the American Revolution Application for membership. All right. So see here, Birch, descendants of Charles. See this? What is this? Birch. Let's see the Dorsey. The Cashapp records. Hey man, get some water, some agua. What's that?
Sure.
As I eat these blueberries and water. Antioxidants and water. I want to see some more of these other guys do this. I want to see like a Dane, like Callaway. Why he ain't never did this? I don't know what I'm about to run into. Hey, wait a minute. Let me go. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Let me screen share. I'm gonna get some comments, probably some nasty stuff. Somebody's gonna be mean. Somebody's gonna be mean. It's all good though. That's our nature. We can't avoid from being shitty because it's how we think for real. We always thinking on the shitty tip. Most of us, well, I don't really be into it though. A bunch of, fugazi type of shit. Nah, man. Hey, once in a while, I think about busting somebody's head the fuck open. This is about it. Oh, like to pour salt. I don't like to assassinate people's characters. I don't just, we got too much other stuff we got to be worried about, man. To be worrying about crossing each other all the time. We should be trying to figure out how we're going to uplift each other. Too much fighting. So I ran into y'all know they keep cutting me off for that. So if anything, if this sounds choppy or the screen keeps stopping or whatever, understand it's because of the information. Understand. It's because of the information, Doug. That's what I believe. Because things look weird. See this? It won't even come in. Hold up. Why is it doing this? Now, why isn't it coming up? Let's say it's there. Okay. And if it is X, why is it X? All right. Posted 10 June 2010 by Douglas Dorsey. Charles, the youngest child of Charles and Elizabeth Dorsey, was born in Hampshire County, Virginia. Okay. And he's born in Virginia on April Fool's Day. That's weird. Oh man. 1805. And died in Logan County, Illinois, February the 28th, 1873. Okay. So he married Hannah Howland, Hannah Howland Woolley, who was born in Warren County, Ohio, November the 21st, 1813, and died in York County, Nebraska, March the 3rd, 1887. They were married in Ohio. They were married in Chicago. May the 26th, 1831, and were the parents of 14 children. The Charles Dorsey was a school teacher and a justice of the peace. He was a justice of the. So in the mid 1800s, he was a judge. What the hell is really going on? Bear with me, I'm letting this all sink in. So it says he was an excellent arithmetician, a very fine penman, and at one time taught a writing school. He taught the first school in Greentown, somewhere, Ohio. It's in Ohio, but it's not, I'm sorry, it's not in Chicago, but it's Ohio. In a log cabin for which he received a princely sum, he received the princely sum of 3. Owing to the nature of his occupation, he changed his place of residence. A number moved to Illinois, where he died where he died in a few years. So it says excerpted from Charles Dorsey and his descendants. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm doing some reading something. Okay, let me screen share. All right, let me go back here real quick. So, more stonework. And I see Chaz on here. I guess that was his nickname, probably. Chaz. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's read this. Says the official roster of the soldiers of the American Revolution buried in the state of Ohio. So says the campaign company BR in Virginia. D July the 14th, 18th, 11. Okay. Family burial cemetery. Okay. Jackson. Fur Info Urbana. The Urban. See if I can find something now. So what is this? All right. So let's go. Back. Yeah, we're gonna figure this shit out. We're gonna get the real story told. Let's see what they got for us on the gallery. This thing is a little slow, but it's all right. It's all right. You trying to figure some stuff out. Kick back. You got something else to do? Ain't nothing else to do. Relax. Doing nothing. Meditate. Figure some stuff out. Thing about the StreamYard, it's I mean really slow. Why is it so slow? It jams everything. Sometimes something with the computer or something. Every time I mess with the StreamYard, it'll get the glitching and jumping and doing all kind of wild stuff. All right, now, I hope. Man, let me see if y'all see this yet. Let's see this. Cool. So let's just look at some image. What is this? Chapter 2 story. Chapter 2. Slow. Y'all already know this thing, man. I'm trying to go to this chapter 2 situation. Ain't got nothing up. Oh, here it goes. It's coming in. It's just slow, man. Every time I get on StreamYard does this to my computer. Every time. So it says chapter 2 posted 28 May 2010 by Douglas Dorsey. So it says Charles Dorsey, the revolutionary soldier whose descendants ordered unto the third and fourth generation came to Ohio early in the 19th century. Unfortunately, migration, although it is said of Aquila Dorsey, who lived near Baltimore. Man, Wait a minute. Bear with me, y'all. They keep shutting me down. I already know. Keep shutting me down. But I'm going to bring it back up. You should know me by now. You know. Man. Shit. Okay. Here we go. Screen share. Back on. I don't know why they keep shutting me off, because I'm gonna turn it right back on again. So it says Aquila put a gold in his hacker sack, but when the retreat became a panic, he threw away the wallet containing the coin because it impeded rapid transit. Aquila Dorsey had 4 children, one of whom was a daughter who died at about the age of womanhood. He had a son settling at Harrisonville, Harris County, where his nephew Aquila, son of Charles, visited him in 1826. There were also 2 sons who were soldiers of the Revolution. One of these were Charles and the other Gilbert, whose name has been lost from the. It is an established fact of the Brandywine by his own musket bursting. Dang, dang. From which would he died in 3 to 4 days. Man, he probably blew his face off. Man. Charles served in the war for 3 years and a half and was not even wounded. It is remembered that he was engaged in some of the most sanctuary battles of the war. So anchors, Charles married Elizabeth Anchor. Hmm. If I could really link and then had the screen share, I would take you to where I seen this anchors at. It reminds me of and lived for some time near Baltimore, moving later to Ellicott Mills, now Ellicott City, Maryland. Charles Carroll of Carrollton, member of the Continental Congress. One account says the family moved to Virginia in 1790. Children were born at Ellicott Mills, Ellicott Mills. Census of Virginia mentioned no Charles Dorsey, but the Maryland census list two of that name in Anne Arundel. So wow. One of these is shown as having 3 males over 16 and 3 slaves. The other had 1 male over 16, 200, 2 females, and 32 slaves. A careful survey of the family of Charles Dorsey, the subject of this chapter at that time, tallies with the later appraisal in every aspect. Although the number of slaves cannot be verified and it cannot be definitely stated that this is the ancestor that set forth in these pages, although that conclusion is warranted. They lived for a while on the big Kakapon. Elvin Miles from Romney, Hampshire County, Virginia. This location is now in West Virginia, being just over the line when the state was separated from the Old Dominion. So what is the cuck has popped up? So it says big cuck up. Just looking at that. Give me 1 second. Let's say all right. Because of the screen sharing thing, I'm not gonna really go into it, but I'm a screen share real quick and try to get a family a perspective, man. Try to get y'all a perspective of what I'm seeing. All right, so this is what the big Cashapp pond is looking like. Just to give you a perspective real quick. If I could link, I would go through this stuff. Okay, here we go. But this is what the great Cashapp pond or big Cashapp pond. I got to dig on it, right? So it says the Maryland Potomac River, Washington, Maryland Potomac, Baltimore. They look like track, like railroad tracks. Like railroad tracks. Yeah, but this Cashapp pond, I guess this is yeah, Cashapp pond River at Great Cashapp pond. Cashapp pond. Yeah, water. Living on the water. Cashapp pond. Cashapp pond. I had to dig on this. I'm going to dig on the Cashapp pond because it sounds like it's heavy. It sounds like something heavy going on. You know, because we all know that history ain't what we all know, man. History has been bamboozled, shim-shammed, and shing-shonged. We already know. Is it Enoch? See Enoch tying it on my, look at that. Charles Dorsey, then you Enoch family. Stop playing. It's that frequency, it's that vibration. I know them brothers mad at me. I love them. I love them brothers, man. You hear me? But I just want them brothers to allow me to find me. Man, listen, listen, man. When I tried to jump all in, all y'all wanted to do was bash and beat me up. So now I'm figuring out my story. So what is the Cashapp pond? Dig on the Cashapp pond. The Cashapp pond. Big Cashapp pond. Look at the Cashapp pond. I just hope. Oh, let me see. Wait a minute. Hold up. Oh, that must be the trip. Hold up. What is that? Let me see. Hold up. You know they messing with my film, messing with my stuff, man. Oh, this must be the. Oh, I see what's going on now. I see what's going on now. I think this must be this. Mm. Here we go again. Great Cashapp pond. The Great Cashapp pond. The Great Cashapp pond. Look at all that, man. I would go crazy out there, man. I would go crazy at the Cashapp pond, living out there like that. All right, so I'm just digging on to see what's going on. The Great Cashapp pond, there you go, right? Great Cashapp pond. Only way we gonna know the truth, man. Only way we gonna know, man, is by digging on it. You hear me? So give me 1 second. Go back. Screen sharing thing was a mess. Man, I'm taking it. Listen, man, it's my day on YouTube. I'm be about 4. I don't know how Panic do it, man. Panic. Shout out to brother Panic, man. He goes in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Shoot. I can't sit at the computer that long, man. I really can't. My wife ain't gonna let me do it. She was like, man, get up. You're not gonna be sitting there no 4 hours doing a video. Nah. All right, so where we at? The Old Dominion. Then it says, see, a most courageous pioneer and went to Ohio alone in 1802, where he entered a quarter second of land in section 2, Jackson Campaign County, being the first settler of that township. Bullshit. Lying motherfuckers, yo. In 1802, nah. They lying. Huh? My people in my family got melanin in their skins, buddy. It even says it on that too. You know what I mean? I could show you where Charles Jr.'s no. I can show you where the children, Charles Jr.'s children, on the census record, it says that they are black. I don't like saying that, but melanated. But I will. That's another video. It's just, okay, we see that bullshit, right? All right. After building his cabin, first of all, what no cost in this state doing shit but working for us. The ones that had all the prominency, the ones that was had the land and the ownership, these were all melanated people, man. In 1802, this is during the indentured servitude time, yo. Ain't entered a quarter section of land. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. They was not owning no shit in 1802 like this. I'm just saying, we gonna get down. We gonna figure some stuff out. After building this cabin and and clearly a portion of the land. He returned to Virginia for his family, going back to Ohio. With them in 1810. They call it Ohio, Chicago. I mean, where all the mounds at and shit. One of the favorite traditions, children drove a flock of 26 geese all the way to their home. Flock of 26 geese all the way to their new home. Mm. You've been dealing with nature, 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 man. We ain't have all these phones and these gadgets and all this stuff. People was running around, man. I don't like the digital world, man. Matrix phony as shit. Matrix phony as shit. Half the shit ain't real any fucking way. And some lying bastards because they know we ready to find out what's going on. And they running for the hills. They running for the hills, man. I ain't no meat yet. That's why I really started getting some of this meat. Not like no homo, not like that. I'm definitely with no LGBTQ shit. Point blank. If you not, first of all, man, the Most High gave us sex really for one thing, for real. Well, two, a little bit of pleasure, but the main course is reproduction. If you are engaging in sexual actions and you're not, then you're wrong. Period. That's my, like I said, they funny. White set. He lied, probably, maybe. Oh no. If anything, melanated settlers of the township, probably. Yeah, man. This land is a heavy situation, man. We already know that these mystical lands, the Americas, Atlantis, we already know, man. It's a whole nother deep situation. They spit this history paperwork at us on their finesse and, you know, Akashic records. I believe is finesse. That's what the cosmic forces is telling me. You hear me? This ain't cosmic memory. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look, they driving flocks, geese is flying around. You know what I mean? It's a family tradition. You know what I mean? People don't do that nowadays. People don't mess with no geese, nature, the animals. People ain't doing it. We too busy worrying about YouTube and shit. Technology. So it says the year after they settled in Ohio and is buried in the old Grafton Cemetery, which is located on the Troy Urbana Pike, on the Troy Urbana Pike. Also about 5 miles south of the St. Paris, Ohio. That's not a coincidence. This bugs me out. Bugs me out. You know, yeah, start bugging me out because there were no churches but when you talk about some ancient stuff, come on, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Dealing with these religions but you had saints. It wasn't all tied to a negative Catholic situation. I don't believe. I don't know, man. That's why we digging on it. That's why we digging on it. I don't know. All I know is that ain't what I'm doing today. I don't deal with. I don't deal with no churches. I mean, my own type of churchy flow, if you want to say that, but not their churches. I don't connect with churches. One of my good brothers is a pastor. I don't, you know, I don't tap in because it's not my thing. That's his thing. I still love him. You know what I mean? But, so it says the family lived on several farms in Champaign County, which will be mentioned more particularly in a later chapter. But in 1819, they moved to Green. Prominent members of the Salem Methodist Church, much revered in the community. Must have been all right people, I guess. Near look how they spell road. and we want to believe what these people be telling us. Bro, you can't even spell road right. Who wrote this shit? Like, were you high? Lena, Ohio. And is a cleared place in the woods, sometimes after the Dorsey Cemetery. So there's a Dorsey Cemetery. In reality, it is the old burying ground of the Salem Church. So there was a Salem Church too, that was actually the cemetery. Okay. It has been a beautiful spot for the last resting place of people loved and esteemed in their neighborhood. Myrtle and ivy now are beginning to crumble, although many of them are still engraved. Here lie Elizabeth, wife of Charles Dorsey, and beside her, the single daughter, Anna. Here also Mary and many members of their family. I don't know if that's, I don't know. See, I told you they be tying stuff in, man. Like, see too much. I'm not sure about this writing, especially when they couldn't spell road right. So I'm quite sure it's a lot of finestifications. When this stuff is being red soldier. Give me a second. You know this thing is slow. So I want to see one of them big dogs. I want to see them. I mean, let me see. Let's see you talk about your stuff. I'm scared. I don't care. Knock on my door. We gonna fight. On that dumbass shit. And see, we know that all them drones, they stupid. We already know that because we know who these people were. We know how these people look. Wait a minute. Let me screen share. Just a lot of stuff I just don't trust. That's anytime you can't spell road correct way. Here's some other stuff here too. Screen share. These stuff. Dorsey. Wait a minute, is this my yeah, is this? Okay. So registration card and born on or after April 20th, 1877, and or before February the 16th, 1897. Howard Stanley Dorsey. Howard Stanley Dorsey, Sparrows Point Managers. Bethlehem Sparrows Point Shipyard. 1896. World War II. It says World War II draft card corrected so that the information on the front is paired with the correct image of the back of the card. These are mismatched in the images in Ancestry's archives, and the erroneously list Howard Stanley Dorsey's race as Negro. Exactly. This is what they're doing, Doug. This is what they're doing. And then somebody talented. Yeah, they I'm gonna tell you what they did. They assimilated. I'm gonna tell you what they did. They assimilated. They got the power some kind of way and slid into our situation. That's what I believe. All right, here goes something else. Check this out. This gonna trip y'all off. This is them when they're finesse shit. So it says Charles enlisted in flying camp. First white settler in Ohio Jackson Township. Official records of the Revolutionary War indicate that Charles enlisted as a private for the flying camp in July the 20th, 1776. Charles, who served in the Revolutionary War for nearly 4 years and was never battles. That's a brother. Come on, man. You're not gonna tell me only we do shit like that. Only we do shit like that. Who is this Charles? Hold on. So what is it? Okay. Let's say Charles was a most courageous pioneer and went to Ohio alone in 1802, where he entered a quarter section of land in Section 2, Jackson Township, Champaign County, being the first white settler of the township. I don't believe that shit. All my people's records say black, melanated. Oh, my grandmother's, I watched hers change 3 times. I watched my grandmother's change from, I got a video. Look, check one of them. I got a video out. No, it was on Instagram. I got a picture, an actual picture of the 3 different census with 3 different races on it. And then after that, all of the census records said black, 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 black. And a couple of them was uh I can't think of the word, man. It's crazy. I read a lot, man. My bad. I read a lot and new words every day. So it says after clearing land and building his cabin, he went back to Virginia and then returned to Ohio in 1810. One of the favorite family tales is the older children of the family drove here. It is the geese again. So after the entire family reached Ohio, Charles lived just one more year and buried it. Okay, we know this. We know that flying camp. Now, we already know that these are melanated people, yo. We know this, yo. So then I wanted to know. I wanted to know about this flying camp. Wait a minute. Screen share. So I wanted to know about this flying camp. Right. So it says the Flying Camp Battalion, Emmitsburg Area Historical Society. So it says in December the 8th, 1774, an act was passed in Frederick to prepare for the worst, a revolution. The act enabled citizens to start organizing companies for military use. It stated that all companies should start drilling and enlisted volunteers between the ages of 16 and 50. A company called the Gamecock was attached to the Flying Camp, which was organized in Tom's Creek, 100, Maryland, in early spring of 1775. Due to the act, the Flying Camp Battalion consisted of 3 companies that were raised in Tom's Creek, 100, Mechanicstown area that were soon reorganized into Maryland Regiment. Today, when you hear the term flying to Captain Blair Shields or Ogle, Ogle, Ogle. Today, when you hear the term Flying Camp Battalion, it's being referred to as an association to Captains Blair, Shields, or Ogle. However, with a creation of a small independent regiment was common for the term Flying Camp Battalion to be used as a battalion association for home defense. When these companies were organized into state regiments for service, the term Flying Camp disappeared. The term Flying Camp Battalion was also associated with the German battalion that was formed from Maryland and Pennsylvania. What? Say what? Was associated with the German battalion that was formed from Maryland and Pennsylvania. What? Say what? It had 8 companies, and the citizens would be referred to them as a Flying Camp Battalion. In reality, they were also. Wait a minute. I lost one. I'm standing up. My bad. I'm stretching. I lost one. In reality. What?
You want to sound my kick sandwich?
Yeah, hell yeah. Shit, do you?
Very, very cool.
You walking like you can't walk. My fault, y'all. My queen came in the room. My goddess came in the room. So yeah, man. Raising the frequency, man. Stop playing. So, and I don't want no smoke. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, man. You know what I mean? Understand, man, this. I would never hurt my people. Never did. You know what I'm saying? Never. And where I come from, it's not a mystery who I'm attached to. As you can tell by my frequency, my vibration, and my energy. So I don't give a shit about what none of you clowns think. Tracy McCarthy. You alright, but you don't know, whatever, man. No comment. Let's rock. Where we at? Disappeared. Okay, let's read this one again. In reality, they were also given a battalion designation of the Pennsylvania line, commonly associated with the Maryland line. That's why when the battalion was transferred to Maryland, it was supposed to become the 8th Maryland Regiment. Okay. But Maryland never officially recognized the German battalion as a state regiment. That's heavy. So what was the Flying Camp Battalion? By June 1776, George Washington appealed to the Continental Congress for more troops. Maryland responded by organizing the Maryland Flying Camp of 3,400 military troops. And these was brothers, man. All brothers. So let me see. Hold up. The Flying Camp was then authorized to join the Continental Army and assigned to fight beside troops from Delaware and Pennsylvania in the area of operation stretching from Maryland to New York. General George Washington wanted a 10,000-man strategic mobile reserve, originally conceived the Flying Camp under the command of Brigadier General Hugh Mercer of Virginia. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mhm. Yeah, I take a bite of sandwich, man. I'm hungry. I'm eating fruit and water, drinking water. All right. And then The Virginia Flying Camp was to be compromised of militia units in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland, headquarters in Perth Amboy. This force would be expected to perform a number of vital functions in New Jersey while Washington's army was preoccupied with the defense of New York. Its duties would include guarding the vulnerable Jersey coast, protecting the Continental Army's supply lines, suppressing roving bands of Tories, and acting as a ready reserve should Washington have need of reinforcements. Pennsylvania Archives, 5th Series, Volume 5, History of the Bucks County, Davis. On June the 3rd, 1776, the Continental Congress resolved that a flying camp be immediately established in the Middle Colonies. For its part, Pennsylvania was called upon to provide a force of some 6,000 men. Delegations of 1 officer and 2 enlisted men from each Pennsylvania's 53 associated battalions met in Lancaster, July 4th, 1776. For that purpose of selecting this force. Then, on July the 10th in 1776, the Bucks County Committee of Safety, citing the resolve of the late Provincial Conference, embodied 400 of the associates in this county, appointed the following officers to command. Pennsylvania Archives, 5th Series, Volume 5, History of the Bucks County, Davis. These flying camps. So these are the regiments right here. Flying Camp Regiment. Swoops Regiment Flying Camp. When Caroline County battalions of Minutemen were disbanded in August 1776, Richardson was appointed colonel of the Eastern Shore Battalion of the Maryland Flying Camp. Richardson's battalion consisted of 7 companies from the various Eastern Shore counties, about 650 men in all. Okay, early in the conflict, troops were provisioned mostly from local stores. Richardson also from local stores. Richardson also received supplies, including firearms, from Annapolis and Baltimore to be distributed among the various companies of his regiment. Richardson may have used the landing and storage facilities at Gilpin Point. I've never heard of none of this stuff. And possibly his own sailing vessels to support and supply his regiment at this time and during his Eastern Shore campaign. Provisioning the troops was difficult and caused delays before the Richardson and his 4th Maryland Battalion of the Flying Camp could join the Continental Army of Elizabethtown, New Jersey, on September the 8th in 1776. So who are these flying cat? What is this flying cat? What's the story, the real story on this flying cat? On this flying cat. So, Miss, so I speed read kind of a little bit. The gallant, hardier, and most efficient body of men never marched to the defense of their country. Never marched to the defense of their country. A gallant, hardier, and more efficient body of men never. Oh, okay. I get it now. Okay. The men of the company, many of them educated in the frightful conflicts of the Indian Wars, were skilled Indian warfare and are hardened to Indian discipline with remarkable skill in the use of their rifles. This was a German regiment. The German regiment, composed of 8 officially referred to as the almost 5 years at Trenton, White Plains. Maryland Line and Daniel Morgan's Virginians. So yeah, man, you never know what you'll run into dealing with this kind of stuff. Never know. So we're gonna dig on it. We're gonna figure out what's going on. The real story. I need to find out who these flying cat were. I need to find out who these flying cat were. Carrier Combs, Red. Carrier, oh, Carrera Combs. Peace, Carrera Combs. I don't know. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'm just putting up information, man. Figure stuff out. Alright, I'm gonna screen share. So I'm gonna tell you what else I found out. something just was weird that I was reading, and I come to find out that Troy, right, this place Troy that we know of in history, come to find out that whole situation wasn't even a real situation. It was made up. Most of the history is made up, man. So I'm gonna screen share real quick. So I get to tracking, looking, tracking. Come to find out, it was some land that was tied in. It's a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm sifting through this stuff now. It's really mind-boggling. So, I was doing some work and reading it, and then I run into Troy, and I'm like, Troy. I'm like, is this the real Troy? I don't know. So I'm getting this from written, historical, and descriptive data. Reduced copies of measured drawings, field records. And I got to like the first paragraph of this. And I said, I'm going to record this. Then I set everything up. So all of this stuff is new to me. So it says Historic American Buildings Survey, National Park Service, United States Department of Interior, 1849 C Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 21240 dash 1110. 1110 says Historic American Buildings Survey. So when you tie in and you find out that this history situation with this Troy, come to find out that's not real. So then I start to reading more. And then I come to this. I'm like, okay. Historic American Buildings Survey, Troy. Troy Hill Farm. Now, I don't know. Location. Troy is located at the top of a ridge and is reached via a long, winding dirt road off Route 176, just southeast of the intersection with Interstate 95 in Howard County. The address has recently been designated as 6500 Mansion Lane, Elkridge, Maryland. So the owner, Howard County Department of Parks and Recreation. Present use. So right now it's stabilized and secure after having suffered a devastating fire that has left only the stone walls standing. The house is currently the subject of intensive study and planning in preparation of its restoration. The current plan is for adaptive reuse. I know what adapts are, of the house as the counterpiece for a new regional park to be developed on the surrounding property. Significance. Troy is an example of a vernacular stone house of what refined quality typical of those built by prosperous Howard County farmers during the early to mid 19th century. The stonework is noteworthy as an effort to use rubble to create decorative joining and jack arched window heads with keystones. The house was erected by Vincent Bailey in 1820 on the former dwelling plantation of Colonel Thomas Dorsey. The Dorseys were among this region's founding families and its largest landholders. At one time, they owned about 1/3 of the area. The form that was to form Howard County from part of Anne Arundel County in 1851, once believed to be the oldest standing house in Howard County. Once believed to be the oldest standing house in Howard County. Hmm. Once believed to be the okay. And a former Dorsey homestead. Citizens lobbied to save Troy during the 1970s. Now, why are they calling this place Troy? Following the property's condemnation for a highway right away. Although this house was never inhabited by the Dorsey family, as once claimed, let me slide this up, as once claimed, it is of interest as one of the oldest extant structures in an area that was the scene of the region's earliest major development, located on the Patapsco River, Elk Ridge Landing. Later, the town of Elk Ridge was an important port established prior to the founding of of Baltimore in 1729. So they're saying it's the oldest house. And then they're saying that this port was around before the naming of Baltimore. So the port facilitated the transport of tobacco grown on the nearby plantation of the Dorsey, Ridgely, and Carroll families, as well as the importation of goods. By extension, the nearby hamlet of Waterloo that lay adjacent to Troy also flourished. Is set at the crossroads of the northern and southern Post Road, Washington Turnpike, and the road between Annapolis and Frederick. The well-known Waterloo Inn catered to trade along the Rollings roads from the port of Elk Ridge. So, what you think about that? First of all, you settling, you wouldn't be doing all this. Oldest structure standing, all this. I'm saying. Although now a sleepy section of the county, it was a hotbed of activity during the 18th and the early part of the 19th century. Troy was erected during a period of transition from tobacco cultivation to smaller scale grain farming, grain production, and milling. Eventually came to define Howard County as a distinctive and prosperous area. It was set off from Anne Arundel County, while the breakup of the old culture, as well as the coming of the B&O Railroad, served to diminish the importance of this area. Troy is a reminder of its former significance. Miss Catherine C. Lavoie, she's quote unquote a historian. So I don't know. So Troy Hill Farm, historical information, physical history. So it says date of erection. The stone house at Troy was likely erected during the 1820s, but could have been built anytime between 1808. How do they know 1828? Well, I mean, yeah, you can. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. In July 1808, Vincent Bailey and Joseph Clemens purchased the 652-acre tract known formerly as the dwelling plantation of Colonel Thomas Dorsey from his widow Elizabeth. It is fairly certain that the former family dwelling, a wood family structure according to the federal direct tax of 1798, was still standing. In 1811. Clemson sold his interest in the property to George Bailey of the city of Baltimore. Vincent Bailey resided at Troy and at some point placed the Dorsey house with the current one, also building other farm structures. Right. Purchased the entire side, the house of the building were described in it. Chance notice of the chance to sale as new. I'm gonna speed read through this thing real quick. So these are like grant holders. Resident Troy. Original land. So it says Brian purchased the current house from the original land grant holders, the Dorsey family. Also included are equity proceedings and references to plats and maps that indicate resident at Troy. That's crazy. That's how they saying it though. Resident at Troy. The information provided is an abstract of the information and contains much of the same wording, although often abbreviated unless appearing in the direct quotation marks as blocked quotes. So they putting stuff in, taking stuff out, finessing. You know what I mean, you really never know like what really went down. You know what I'm saying? You you'll never really know what really. So Let's go on through this stuff. Bear with me. Kind of speed reading. So what is this? Baltimore Sun, 27th June 1883. Trustees sale. Troy Hill Farm. That's funny. That's bugging me out. Like in Howard County, Maryland, near Dorsey Station on Washington Branch of the railroad. Property of the late Nicholas C. Pfeiffer. No description of the improvements given. And Troy will find what? At the mansion house on the premises. Let's read some more. Vineyard. What is this vineyard? The farm is well watered, and 25 acres of it is in woodlands. 25 in corn, about 30 acres in other grains. 2.5 acres in vineyard, 2 acres in small fruit, and over 1,000 fruit. It is improved by a large stone house. A large stone Troy Hill Farm. So what is this Troy Hill Farm? Hopkins, Atlas, Waterloo. What is this? So, walk with me. Indentures. 650 acres, the dwelling plantation formerly of Thomas Dorsey, known as Troy. Troy reserved an addition to Troy, being the same tract conveyed to George Bailey by John H.B. Latrobe projects. And John Lloyd's trustees. There's some projects in the city called Latrobe. That's all. You don't know what I'm talking about. So it's a 652 acres and 91.25 acres, a tract being in the Howard district of Anne Arundel County and dwelling plantation of Thomas Dorsey, deceased, and certain lands contiguous to it called Troy. Troy resurveyed an addition to Troy. High Court Chancellor of the state, bearing the date 29 December 1828. What is this? And Johns Hopkins, Malone Hopkins. So this is where these Hopkins names is coming from. Being the tract parcel land. This tract. This Troy thing is. And it's a lot. How many pages we got? Oh, it's only 31 pages. This is I'm gonna get into this on my own. National Register of Historical Places in the hopes of encouraging a restoration of the house Troy. So 1977, I think this was in a historical place, National Register. Vandalized listing of Troy. What is this? Dorsey Hall. What is this? Caleb Dorsey's Belmont, home of Elk Ridge. Dorsey Hall in Columbia. Okay, I know what this is. Richard Ridgely and Elizabeth Dorsey Ridgely. Elkhorn Farm or New Year's Gift. Begun in 1728 by John Dorsey, no longer stands. Dorsey Hall. The house was gutted, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all that shit. So they talking about this Troy. Fluted palisters framed the opening with a 5-part mantel shelf that included smaller molded panels above the pilasters and the larger panel to the center. These were likely the original mantels. The parlor mantels were likely part of changes made to the house during the Victorian era. So this place Troy though. Mechanical equipment. Heating. Oh yeah, heating and what? Oh, hold up. Firewood. Principal heat source for the house originally. Oh, okay, check this out. Mechanical equipment, heating. It is likely with fireplaces in every room of the house that this was the principal heat source for the house originally. By the mid-century, a central steam heating system had been added with radiators appearing in all the rooms. Plumbing, exposed water pipes were visible in photographs of the interior of the house taken in 1960. Okay, so that's a while after that. Historical landscape design. So, You.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just chilling. What's up? What's up?
Shop. You know I'm up to something. Damn.
Watch my little shit.
Come to these. Maybe I'll take that trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, smoke.
It's gone. All anything to burn gone.
Boom. Smack it that gun. Right?
What? Hey, yo, roll out,
Yeah,
man.
I'm out. I'm gone. I'm out your here for the weekend. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah.
Roll out,
I'll be back
yo.
Monday. Yeah. Niggas gonna miss me. Nigga.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you my little brother, so you already know, but. Yeah, okay, cool. So it was some other stuff on this too, though. I'm just, saying what all this paperwork is about. Let me screen share. I'd like to see some of y'all other dudes had the balls. I just thought I got niggas don't have no balls. Y'all scared. See, from what I see from my information, I got two different. It's possible that I had two different sides of the family as far as this whole American thing. Both sides. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure people met and did their thing from wherever. You know what I mean? Just like now, if you see a cutie, you don't care about where she from, you want to ask. So, yeah, so it says, but this is something else that I found too. With this Dorsey thing. I want to know why did they call this place Hockley in the Hole? Why did they call this place Hockley in the Hole? It sounds like something slick. I don't know. It sounds shiesty to me. So it says, of all the distinguished officials whose presence with their families and retainers lent luster to the ancient capital. You hear me? You hear me? None are more indelible impressed upon the history of the province than the early Dorsey brothers, sons of Edward Dorsey, who received his first warrant for land from the Lord Proprietary in the year 1650. In that year, Edward Dorsey, now is spelt different, the original progenitor of the Hockley branch of Dorsey's of Maryland, received another grant for land adjoining his original warrant, the latter patented in connection with Captain John Norwood. These lands were in the year 1667 assigned to George Yates. Edward Dorsey having in 1661 been granted a valuable estate in that part of St. Mary's County, which in 1663 became a part of the newly erected County of Calvert. This was the Theo Bush Manning patent to Edward Dorsey and Thomas Manning, as shown in the land warrants, but indirectly entered the Lord Baltimore's rent rolls for Calvert County as belonging to Darby. Darby, and is now explained. Now it's Darby. Huckley in the Hole, originally taken up by Edward Dorsey, now it's Dorsey, was in 1664 patented in his sons Edward, Joshua, and John. The original patent berries of August the 20th, 1664, being still in the possession of the present owner of Hockley, Miss Anne Elizabeth Dorsey, linear descendants of all three of the original patentees. In the year 1681, Edward Dorsey, gent of Anne Arundel County, son and heir of Edward Dorsey, late of said county, deceased, assigned his right to his brother John. The parchment document granted Hockley to the Dorsey brothers bears the autograph of Charles. Here's Charles. Here's my grandfather shit. Third Lord Baltimore, and was given under the seal of the province. And was given under the Great Seal of the province. Major Edward Dorsey, latter known as Colonel, Judge in the High Court of Chancery, and the Keeper of the Great Seal. Understand, this was no white people doing this. These not white people. No disrespect. I'm not racist. Hopefully, you're not taking. I'm understand. We're trying to find out. We're trying to make connections with real history. So I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not trying to be mean, disrespectful, none of that. But we know that these royal noble people that was doing this, that had keepers of the great seals and all of this, these weren't no, yeah. So understand, these was melanated people. Major Edward Dorsey, latter known as Colonel, Judge in the High Court of Chancery and the Keeper of the Great Seal, was active in military affairs and also a gentleman justice of Anne Arundel County. Y'all know that's what I've been looking at. Troy, Anne Arundel County, you know what I mean? His house in Prince George's Street, Annapolis, was probably built when he disposed of his interest in Hockley to his youngest brother, the Honorable John Dorsey. Man, this thing is what? Who are these? High Court of Chancery and Keeper of the Great Seal. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. I gotta see this, man. Let me see something for a minute. Let me see something for a minute. I need to know what's going on. So, give me a second, y'all. If you're going to, you can finish reading it. I'm looking for something else, if you don't mind. Unnated history. So, High Court of Chancery. Proceedings of the Chancery or something. Chancery. See it? Look, they finesse on the picture tip. Finesse on the picture tip. Y'all bluffing. We already know, man. So let's do this. Let's do this. Maybe I want to see what is the keeper of the Great Seal? What is the Great Seal? We know that these ain't the right pick. We know that this is finesse abilities. We know this. Yeah, we should know that. Well, y'all can't see. Hold up. I want to hold up. Maybe let me look at something. They showing me a person. I want to know what the Great Seal is. What is the Great Seal? Keeper of the Great Seal. Also, General Justice. Yeah, this thing is all over the place. Let me get rid of this. Man, sec. So my grandchildren, they'll know. They ain't got to be wondering. They'll know certain things. Because in America, keeper of the Great Seal. Eagle's shield given. Is this it? Oh, this is. Oh, let me screen share this. I don't know what's going on, y'all. All this stuff that I'm looking at is new. I mean, really looking at it. So I typed in Great Seal of America. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm getting. The Great Seal of the United States. The Eagle Shield was given vertical red and white stripes. New Latin mottos were chosen for the pyramid side. The triangle was placed around the eye of province. I don't know. L. That's a pyramid. So perennis. This is Latin. Dio faventa. Dio faventa. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. What's going on? Great Seal. So this is around the same time period right here. So is this let me see. That's clicking on images. See that images. Oh, here we go. This is it, I think. The Great Seal. Man, I don't know. I look into this stuff. The Great Seal of the United States of America. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, look into this seal, man. Look into this seal. So, yeah. Let me go back. So all this stuff is in the same area. I ain't scared. Let me see your work. Yeah. They scared, but they shit up. Nobody. So hold up. Let me screen share. Family beefs. So all this stuff been families fighting. Everybody fighting for power. Everybody want to be the man. So here we go again. It says Colonel Edward Dorsey, house in the ancient city. Oh, they still saying that? Wait a minute. They still saying that? So it says Colonel Edward Dorsey's house in the ancient city was the largest mansion there when upon the removal of the capital from St. Mary's, the seat of government was changed to what is now Annapolis. So this used to be the ancient city. Man. What's really going on? Because we know history, how we think it to be, or our first general perception of something is what we were taught. So usually what I've learned is what you think that pops up in your head first, 9 times out of 10, it's the opposite. Because we have been trained through social engineering so bad. So what's up with this ancient city was the largest mansion? Now, are we talking about Troy? For real, for real? Like, Therefore, upon the removal of the capital from St. Mary's, the seat of government has been changed, what is now Annapolis, and so it became the home of the royal governor Sir Francis Nicholas and the meeting place of the assembly until permanent public buildings could be erected. The old mansion is still standing, and on the spring day, one can easily realize what an ideal spot it was with its fine old English garden sloping down to Prince George's Creek, the low clipped box, bordered flower beds, short green turf, and hanging willow trees, still giving suggestions of its original beauty. There is scarcely a post of honor, civil or military, which Colonel Edward Dorsey did not fill. And he was also identified with the religious and educational movements in the province. It was the house on Prince George's Street that Major Edward Dorsey lived during the lifetime of his first wife, Sarah Wyatt, while the Honorable John Dorsey, captain of the Baltimore County Militia, and later descendants, that her name was in no sense of her disposition, suggestive of her disposition. So yeah, man, I'm just trying. If anybody got any other information, man, they want to add to this, please do so. Understand that I'm not an idiot, so you just can't just tell me anything. I mean, so it says the inventory of Colonel Edward Dorsey estate bears evidence of his manner of life, for the bequest of silver tarkets and cordial cups, silver hilted swords, chafing dish, and other evidences of the convenience and elegancies indicate that he kept up the dignity incident of providential justice and keeper of the Great Seal. Keeper of the Great Seal and field officer of the colonial troops in his county. His seal gold ring, which was left to his son Edward, was probably the one used later by Edward and Joshua in sealing a joint deed. Edward and Joshua. Oh man, crazy. And sealing a joint deed. Man, the impression of these seals have caused no little conjecture because of the device and motto, which must have belonged to a maternal line. A maternal line? I thought we were doing paternal lines. Which one is it? The small shield with the center A hand holding an upright, unsheathed sword with the motto UnconPromeyezed surrounding it, as both Greek scholars and those versed in Old Gaelic have found this too hard a problem to solve. Oh, they can't solve it. I give it as interesting study to the many offspring from the early Dorseys. That's because it might go past that. It might be going up. It might be going to back to America or over to Africa. Uh, so it's a Sarah Dorsey, the only sister of three brothers of Hockley, married Matthew Howard, one of the original five Howards who came to Maryland in 1650. The same year in which Edward Dorsey patented his first land. The sons and daughters of the early Dorseys married the representatives of colonial worthies. Worthies? Yeah. All right, sure. All right. All right. All right, short. Be careful. The sons of daughters of early Dorseys married the representatives of colonial worthies of prominence and influence until it is almost impossible to name an early notable from whom the latter generations do not descend, or a person of eminence in Maryland and many out to the state who do not with pride claim their Dorsey forebears. The Dorsey men have largely declined to the law. The several of the descendants of the distinguished judge of the High Court of Chancery, Major Edward Dorsey, have occupied seats on the Maryland bench. In the year 1758, we find Governor Horatio Sharp writing to William Dorsey for his legal opinion on certain vexed questions relative to the rights of indentured servants to enlist in the king's service. Mr. Dorsey's opinion was given. Caleb became the ancestor of Macubin Carroll's Judge Walter Dorsey, son of Colonel John Dorsey and his wife. Member of the bar and member of Congress, Edward Dorsey. Did you lock that door? Tree, where you at? How you know Tyler ain't up here?
So I heard him run down the stairs and leave out the door. I was in the bathroom.
Okay. All right. I'm ready to get off in a minute. Get off. This is flying camp again. Maryland Battalion of the Flying Camp in 1776. lieutenant of the Continental Dragons in 1777, captain of an independent company of Maryland artillery, which was attached to the formed part of the 1st Continental Artillery on May 3rd, 1778. He was wounded and taken prisoner at Camden Yards. Captain Daniel Dorsey of the 3rd Maryland Battalion of the Flying Camp. So these flying camps. Flying Camp Dragons, Captain Thomas Dorsey of the Continental Dragons and the 1st Pennsylvania Battalion. Elijah Dorsey of the Baltimore County Soldiers Delight of the Elkridge Battalion in 1778. So then there you got the Soldiers Delight. Just saying, no. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead on here and dismount, man. I ain't even get on, man. It's just it was only one Charles. I didn't do both Charleses yet, so stand by for the second Charles, man. I'm trying to figure out who they doing on my mother's side. What's the real story? Say that. What's the real story? All these hackers keep trying to come on my page. I see, look at this shit right here, baby. What is this shit? Kaboba online. Somebody, right, man. People be making up. It's crazy how people will literally make up something. You mean tell me you are that bored? Well, you sitting around trying to hack into people's pages? Get a life, yo. Go in the corner and jerk off or do something. Fucking idiots, man. So yeah. I'm gonna say peace. I'll let y'all a little bit. We're going. Well, this is it's way more stuff. But as I start to reading, I'm spending more time on one link. So let me get back to this investigation tomorrow. So I will holler. Peace. Oh, before I go, I wanted to give a shout out to one person real quick. My phone. One second. I think it's uncompromised. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, it's truth uncompromised. Truth uncompromised. Yeah, truth uncompromised. Yeah, it's spelled kind of. But just check it out. I mean, peace.